Hi there, welcome to Carcassonne with Utze. It's the Chinese Carcassonne Online Championship, the final between mitaocat 203 Club. My co-host today is trusty kaika87 from Malaysia. Hi Kaika, thanks for being here.
Hi, nice to be back.
Yeah, definitely. Nice for me too, because today especially it's best of 5 and talking non-stop for possibly 5 games is definitely not my ideal. So I'm really glad to have a co-host today. So on to the players 203 Club. We witnessed their recent matches in this championship, both the quarterfinal versus Minchen. I should let you spell the names, right? And the semi-final as well. Let's get back to this here. So this and the closer semi-final versus tomato can or tomato can. I think tomato can is right. Today will be another one against Chinese master mitaocat. Ratings-wise, 203 Club might be the favorite with a top rating of slightly over 800 versus this here is mitaocat's multiple 700 peaks here, but top rating quite likely 720, 30-ish. So ratings-wise, 203 Club might be the favorite, but these two have met quite a few times in recent months, and especially noteworthy are that all these, not all these, but part of these were played in tournament format. So this 2-year 2-0 for mitaocat, and then back in May a 2-1 for mitaocat. So even though the ELO rating would suggest something else, it might still be mitaocat being the favorite today. And so let's hop into the game. Please excuse me for running a bit late, but it looks like we caught the start just in time. So here we go. First 4 points for mitaocat, who will be playing yellow, as they are the nominal home side, at least on my scoreboard. 6 points, and arguably one of the worst starting tiles for 203 here. And yeah, a straight, okay, at least they claim a road, but annoying as well. Or would you like to start with this here, Kaika?
I think sometimes you just got to do what you get, I mean, like, you just have to use what you get in the game. So the starting of the game might not be working out for you, but does not mean that it's a lost game yet. So
yeah, I think that's what Confucius could have said. And you are, of course, right. I mean, you have to play the pieces you get. There is no redraw, at least on BGA. There might be other platforms, or, well, on BGA you could play with the strategic setup, right? Drawing 3 tiles and choosing one of them. But even then, with this setup, straight crossroad cow, it wouldn't be ideal. Nonetheless, due to this year, on the virtual scoreboard at least, blue is tied for now, but already with a pretty iffy square, they don't even bother defending this one, which they could have like this, gone for a huge city / ruin in the end, maybe. They just try to rope in yellow's small city into the bigger one. So if yellow decides to kill this square here now, they might lose a meeple as well.
yeah,
and therefore,
And yellow's city is more enclosed than the blue city. So in a trap scenario, I think blue would win that mini battle, especially if, let's say, yellow joins in, or blue help yellow to join in with Dorito tile.
Yeah, this here is more problematic, of course, to enlarge than this one, and therefore, if it weren't for splitters, then blue would have a lot of incentives to kill this square now, but they have to account for the one remaining splitter, which would still fit there, was what I wanted to say. So they have to take a hybrid approach for now, which this twin cap here more or less fits the bill.
Still a pretty equal game by both players. So it shows that despite the bad tiles, well, so-called bad tiles from blue, if you just, find the best moves, things will still work out for you, even though you're not getting the tiles which you might want for the starting of the game.
You might be onto something there. Finding the best moves looks or is a very good heuristic if applied for all up to 36 of your moves. And you should win most of your games if you manage that, but finding the best move isn't always easy. For now, blue at least found a very good one.
Yeah,
might
people's
even
sword.
be the best. But the problem is the continuation over here leads to a very potent block. 2 daggers are already gone. And therefore, this here might not have been the best move. In a case like this, just taking the 4 points, possibly waiting for one of 2 road monasteries might have been better. And there was no need to go over here. Let yellow do the work if they want. And if they do, you should normally be able to defend this here in a lot of cases, either to a curve or the road monastery. Now blue has 2 of their meeples trapped versus 1 yellow meeple. But in the end, if this square here gets killed by the dagger not appearing or not being used over there, at least blue would be very likely to win a mini battle with 2 versus 13 points maybe. So roughly 10 points, which could be good enough. Yeah, obstruction over here. Blue going for the kill as quad crossroad is already gone. Yellow deciding whether to directly or indirectly protect. There are still 3 monasteries left, so they could actually use the direct approach with a meeple, even if it's their last one, because they have these 2 at least, which are fairly easy to liberate. And of course, the crossroad here would do the same for the road, and there are still 4 left in the deck.
Just in time. He could have gone for the indirect defense, but it would have been a full block with the straight roads.
Yep. Exactly. And with, what was it, 6 straights out there, yeah, the only logical choice was this one here. Else you would have gotten possibly 2 of your meeples killed in roughly 15% of cases immediately on the next turn. Yeah, looks like the indirect approach at least with the monastery wasn't very viable. Blue with a self-limitation, as there are still 3 pieces to go here, 2 starting tiles and 1 rose, but only, of course, the 1 dagger. If there would have been a straight or something with a field side over here. And therefore this sure is a limitation, but also a protection. We'll see if this will work out. Yellow can only continue this city on the right side with caps or extenders. Anything else, and they'd risk getting killed into this square or up top getting restricted to a starting tile. So they'll wait rather patiently there and might also use a cap first on the left side, because the city is under attack already. Nonetheless, they find at least a use for this Dorito, slightly restricting chances for blue to close the city, at least taking away all options to close it with 1 piece. But there are still 4 big city tiles out there, so let's see what will happen there.
Yeah, and blue is also currently not exactly lacking meeples, so this is definitely annoying, but it's not really a big deal in my opinion.
Definitely not, especially with the 4 big city tiles being split in half. So if it weren't for city part from the left side, then this here is definitely not blocked. So yellow doesn't even go there, doesn't try to do something over here, which would have worked very well. Due to blue drawing the rotary tool, they couldn't have defended at all, and yellow would have been able to kill this. But it wasn't likely, and therefore a saner move by yellow. Although in this case, I mean, they could have also gone on the right side, even if there is this possible restriction available. I mean, you could have risked this with 2 starting tiles still left.
The city on the left is slightly more, I mean, completing the city on the left for yellow is a bit more complicated now, given that he most probably will have to wait for a road Dorito first before doing anything, because there is only 1 road city dagger left. So I don't think he wants to be put into that scenario. Yeah.
Yeah, although due to blue needing big city tiles up there, it's not really that likely that blue would go here with a city piece and a field side on the right just to restrict yellow city to the remaining dagger. It would be a useful block nonetheless, as yellow already needs the dagger up top, which they, if they get it, might even not use there, just to keep blue's meeples locked up top. But now that yellow killed blue's city over here, let's see how the meeple situation will turn out. The problem for yellow is they are losing value due to no meeple in hand, and again losing value. Can't claim this for points, just close this so blue can't. Also city on the right is at least restricted now. When I listed the possible tiles to get a meeple back, I didn't mention the splitter. This would work as well, of course. And the problem is basically they have 2 meeples each, depending on one tile or one specific tile. One here, still 3 crossroads there. One was drawn by blue. So for now, it's looking definitely not ideal for yellow. The scoreboard still doesn't mind. Game is at least virtually tied, but all these blue meeples, of course, will score points, whereas yellow's non-existent meeples won't score any points for them. Blue takes the road on the right side. No, they take the field. Okay. Not 100% sure this was necessary now. I might have opted for the road, and when closed, use a farmer there. For now, it only has basically 2 cities, where this one isn't on the field yet, but quite likely will in the end. Oh, yeah. Nice draw for yellow after blue restricted their city, the starting tile. They immediately got one, and now finally have a meeple back. Second crossroad in blue's hands. They restrict the monastery to a crossroad, and there are only 2 left, one immediately drawn by yellow. So now they have a second meeple in hand. Might opt to defend this here.
It's a bit of a complicated situation because there is the other, I mean, blue can attack from both sides, and he just decides not to do anything about it.
Yeah. Blue could kill on the left side with any curvy. Not sure they would have gone for this, because it also would kill a city on their field. But nonetheless, this here is dead now, and yellow has to think whether to go here for 2 points and what to do with the city. There are still 2 daggers out there, but just 1 starting tile, and therefore they don't care. Safe approach, just continue your city.
City is still very much closable on the left, so I think that would most likely be quite a deciding factor as to how this game will end. So I do agree with yellow's decision. Well, it's a very obvious decision. You just go there and attempt to close the city at this point.
Yeah. Especially because blue hasn't killed this, and there are still other options to complete this one. And they might even use this as field attack through the 2 remaining daggers here, if they are desperate in the end, or would get a second meeple back in their hands. For example, of course, by drawing the splitter or liberating their monk at the bottom right. And yeah, it's definitely closable. We still have 12 plus the 1 tile in yellow's hand, so 13, and 3 Doritos left, plus a dagger, a splitter. Why do I mix these up? But blue invests 2 points just to prevent yellow from closing that city easily. It's still alive, but rather tricky to complete because whatever you do to this city, blue at least will get one, in most cases, 2 chances to further harass or block the city. So looks more like a ruin in the end. And these, it was worth 6 points, so if close 16, these, well, 8 points, 7 points, 9 points, whatever difference might be yellow's problem in the end.
I think blue might even consider to attack the city if he gets the tile for 7. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
8.
6, 7, 8 points. Yeah. So that's an option for blue.
It indeed is. For now, they take this city just to take away a good option from yellow. But this then allows yellow to go for this here. If blue attacks them now, sure, it would be almost dead. But blue wouldn't have any more meeples in hand, and I'm pretty sure yellow will go for it. The worst for them would be blue drawing the crossroad, as that would kill city immediately. But anything else but the splitter would give yellow at least the splitter to close the city.
I think as blue, you might need to throw this tile onto the city. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is the one permutation.
This nice as well, because yellow got the splitter tile immediately after. So any attempt to perhaps even share wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, but it's not a big problem for yellow now. They are ahead ever so slightly. They just got the last tile to close blue city and snatch a 6-point field. So they actually could have even considered just to close their city, take the ruin, instead of this one here, which gave a chance to blue to win this game, and blue does. This was an epic fail, actually. Oh man, this must hurt. There was no need at all to go for this. The ruin was worth all the investments, and snatching this city would have been +4, +5, +8, -3, a 5-point move right there. Yeah, no need. And this way they just lost a perfectly winnable game.
Yeah, not to mention yellow has the starting player advantage, so just continue to score, and I think he should be in a okay spot to win
Definitely.
the game.
This would have been a 1 game with this move. Pretty sure about that. Let's see. Do they start? Not yet. Let's hop to the replay if BGA loads for a few seconds. No, that's too late. Yeah, due to yellow not being able to invest a lot of meeples, this wasn't even 135 moves, which is usually the case, at least roughly. So yellow is at +2, yeah. So this here for, what did I say, +5, going to +7, there is no way for blue to outscore them the rest of the way with any of these 2 tiles here. Oh, there might be actually. 5-point road, 2 points for this plus field, so 10 points, but 1 to yellow. And then yellow would only need 3 points with the remaining tile, which is easy to get. So I think just going over here would have been the move. I still haven't started. Okay. So let's check again. We have 4 points, 3 over here, 1, but 3 to this blue farmer. So basically 5 points for yellow. It's 7. Blue gets another 5. It's still +2 yellow. Well, yellow could get either a Dorito or this one here to take the road. Yeah, should have been an easy win for yellow. Even with the +4 move for blue here, yellow only needs the 3 points, and that's easy. So wasted win.
Yeah, yellow can even consider to attack blue's bottom city if necessary. If he gets, like, let's say a dagger tile next turn. So if blue gets a T-junction, then yellow gets a field Dorito and just take away the bottom room. So I think that would have worked as well.
Ah, yeah, right. This one here. Yep, exactly. This would have been 100% connection in that case. So yeah, looks like yellow wasted a chance. Okay. Looks like they have set up a tournament with, I don't know, only 3 steps. Why? This should be a best of 5. Let's see. Not in a game for now.
Are they trying to get the correct player to get the starting player?
They might, but in that case, they should have set up a tournament with definitely more than 3 games, which in any way should be the case, at least.
Oh no, they're set up for 10 matches, the tournament.
Okay, yeah, then this is fine. Let's hope it works out. It doesn't. As mitaocat again was the starting player. This could get long here if they try to do this for each match. Each game, I should have said. Especially if one of them isn't up to the task for now. Yeah, right here. 10 matches. I think is this the max for a 2-player tournament?
Not too sure. I don't think it's specific for 2-player tournament because it's a Swiss system. So
yeah, I definitely know there are Swiss system tournaments with more than 10 matches. At least I'm pretty sure about it. Let's see. They are still stuck in the abandoned phase, quite likely. Yeah. Not sure about the rules of this tournament. Let's check if they have said anything. No, not really. Playoffs are single elimination, final best of 5. Nothing else. No rules to speak of, actually. Not even a mention of we are playing by WTCOC rules or something. It's just, well, as long as these two haven't figured it out, let me just show you on the screen here. That's all there is in terms of rules. Well, technically the upper part as well. Yeah, in any way, it was a rather curious format with the group stage being best of 1 matches. So 1 game to win the match, which led to some very prominent players being ousted. The most prominent one being this can of characters here, which is none other the current offline world champion. Lost, if I remember correctly, to both these two here. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. And this is a pretty interesting group. Was it all? Yeah. 3 people with 3-2 match wins and the other 3 with 2-3. Therefore, the group winner lost versus 5th and 6th place, which usually doesn't happen if you play best of 3. So they are still in abandoned state. Yep. Okay. So Q lets us know that there are technical difficulties due to the old starting player problem for PGA tournaments, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. Have they abandoned now? They haven't.
It was also interesting to sort of note that I think are we sure about how the tiebreakers were carried out for the tournament? Because QAZ did get like the same amount of wins, if I'm mistaken. So the question is why is he placed third in the group then?
I haven't checked. Wrong direction. In this case, it's pretty simple. These 3 all have 3-2 match wins, and therefore then you just check the games played between these 3, and this is what I have already showed you. Q lost versus both, and therefore he's in 3rd place, and Super Ironhead lost versus Vailina here. Oh, that's the same. Therefore he's in 2nd place, and you didn't need to check the game scores. The same should hold true for places 4 to 6. Yeah, it is. So an 01 underscore 1 versus Hey Peng and Perona. And Perona lost versus Hey Peng. In a more convoluted situation, you might need to check then the difference in point scores, but this wasn't the case here. And I think the points, if it were to come to point scoring, this might even be a manual process. I'm not sure how Zaharik has set this up. Okay, something happening.
Is there a scenario whereby 203 did not get the prompt to abandon the game?
It's BGA. So the right answer should be it might. So it's not my code. I don't know.
Yeah. So what mitaocat needs to do is to play a turn, which I guess reset the whole thing or something, and the prompt show up for
might have. You might be onto something there. It might have been the case that 203 Club just didn't got prompted to abandon the game, but I don't think so. But I don't know. It's BGA. It could be. Anyway, next game is set up. Let's hope it works out this time. And here we go. 203 Club starting player. Second game starts, which is annoying anyway, because I had at least the tiny hope that these 2 would be done in an hour to cover what is it? I think a lower final in the Champions League between Pichi and I can't remember.
Idinidad.
I deny that, right. These two will start in roughly 25 minutes, but at this pace here, the other match might be finished before this one here, just due to the difference in the format. So best of 5 here, which I should actually add to the scoreboard. And the best of 3. Oh, come on. Let's add the other two. Do you know which group Richie and Idinidad are playing?
Q3.
Q3. Okay, then it's easy. There are no subgroups there.
Yeah.
So
It's a lower bracket semifinals.
Semi? Oh.
Semi.
Okay.
The winner of that will then meet with Kitara.
Yeah.
In the lower
Kisara,
finals.
right. The Kisara who won versus Smile. A match which, at least me, quite likely one of the others would have covered if we had known that it would take place. They just played without posting the date somewhere. So no one knew, no one was able to stream that one, and was actually a shame because it was quite interesting. But this is what happened. Changed. Past.
Yeah. Back to the current game. Some very interesting development from the first few tiles. I'm not sure whether you noticed what happened.
I noticed.
mitaocat scoring a 2-point road instead of taking the city cap, giving the opportunity for 2 or 3 to take the big city.
Yeah.
And 2 or 3 taking it in a I would say, pretty okay way, because you're most probably going to be dragging in the city cap, the starting tile, with any triple city after that. So, and then so quite an interesting development, which very much favors 203, I would say.
Definitely. I mean, I don't see the reason to take the 2 points over the city. Quite likely they prefer to score direct points and hope to attack the city later on. This should turn out fine in many permutations, but if you happen to get into one where it doesn't, the game could be lost here at move 25 or something like that. Okay, 25 might be an exaggeration. We are at 23 now, but
it could be very close to 25.
Yeah.
I mean, at least 2 more tiles, right? So at least like 4 more moves. So it could be a 27 instead of a 25.
Yeah, okay. I mean, meeples placed count as 1 move, so it's rather 35. But what I actually wanted to say was by tile 25, not by move. And tile 25 definitely is very likely for this one. I mean, we are at 55, so tile 17. They could even decide to close this now. Well, no, it's not closed. There are still the option to attack with the horse, but
there isn't really any more good option. I guess he can go. He most probably would not go for the 3-point road. He can go for the 2-point road on the left, and maybe interrupting the monastery should mitaocat close the city. So
I think I would have gone for this because there's no good alternative actually. And I mean, you only have the 3 Doritos left, but it's rather easy to defend anyway. And now he closes this one. So no attack here. Yellow has to be patient. Oh, don't they? Well, in this situation, they could go for the curve. There are still 8 straights out there, so the likelihood and 3 starting tiles plus crossroads plus these here plus rotoritos. Yeah, actually, this was the move. There are so many tiles with which blue can't do anything about this, and yellow happens to draw one of the tiles they can't use. Then,
but they can go to stack their monastery, which will provide some compensation.
actually, they could even go here to take away at least some tiles and still have 8 straights to kill this. Not sure if the probabilities would have been to their advantage, but looks like slightly below 50%. Nah, a tad more. Let's say 40%. Yeah, 40. Nah, not even. Blue has the direct options of closing the city with 5 tiles and then had city caps, monasteries. Yeah, so maybe roughly 30% success rate with the monastery over here, hoping for a straight to kill. And now it's a 50-50 straight up, as yellow drew the 3rd cow, and there's only one remaining to close blue city. And suddenly, the game looks very fine for yellow, with all these monasteries on the right side. And even if blue completes their city, which is a big if, roughly 50% if, yellow might even be able to withstand this, especially with a big field in the making here.
Not sure how much I like that starting tile move to the left. What do you think? The intention most probably would be to set up a loop, I guess, and complete the monastery.
Well, the intention at least first, is to prevent exactly this block from happening or restriction to a starting tile. It was the penultimate one, and if your opponent would use, I don't know, the Rito there, they could limit your monastery, but I'm not really sure if it was necessary.
Yeah, it was still the same case. You can still get blocked to the final starting tile as well right now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but what else to do with the starting tile in this situation would have been the question. Adding it to your city, right? Road.
And
yeah, might be. Interesting that blue prioritized this restriction over doing anything else with the crossroad, like scoring immediate points. Now we have the restriction to the remaining starting tile for yellow's monastery. This here isn't really that crucial for yellow. They still have these 3 here, which they could get liberated rather easily. In fact, now at least the one monk makes it back to yellow's bench at the cost of this kill here, affecting 3 meeples. but a dead monastery for 8 points is usually no big problem.
Yellow might need to consider to drop a farmer soon, because should blue get a triple city, it will most probably come with a farmer.
It should indeed.
But yellow has no way to get back a meeple. I mean, like, there are ways to get back a meeple, but he's just scoring right now.
Yeah, yellow has only the 1 meeple in hand, so score, score, score. If blue wants to invest more pieces to kill your 8-point monastery, well, let them.
And now it's a bit complicated, because if yellow wants to get back a meeple to be able to put on a farmer, a T-junction, most probably is the only starting tile, and maybe even completing the monastery, but or maybe getting a starting tile, splitter tile, but those are all very somewhat specific conditions.
Indeed. We'll see. But they don't need to take the field for now. They are at roughly plus 20. Even if blue closes the city, the gap on the scoreboard won't close completely, but the gained meeple for blue should be enough to outscore yellow the rest of the way. If it happens, rather soonish. If it doesn't, so starting tile gone. Yellow's monastery is dead.
I was about to say that I didn't like yellow meepling the city, the dagger tile to the left, because if, let's say, they get a starting tile or a T-junction, they can, how to say, rescue one of their meeples and drop a farm at the same time.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem wasn't taking the field, but not being able to profit from this city cap. On the other hand, aggressively scoring is also, or might also be necessary for yellow, because there's still this chance here for blue to score a lot of points. I mean, these are 13 for now, so if closed, at least 15 additional points at least is wrong. It's exactly 15 points because the shielded cows over here. And not just the 15, as you've mentioned, blue will drop a farmer, even if it's on a 6-point field for now. There might be options to expand this to 9 or 12. And then this 21-point move with the one specific tile might be all blue needs to take over yellow. And with then 2 versus 1 meeple in hand, they should be able to hold the fort here and win the game. So Crossroad was drawn by blue, got them the precious second meeple back, plus 1 or 2, 3 additional points. What should they do now?
It would seem like the win condition for blue is very limited. Like, do you foresee any other options for blue to win aside from getting the triple city or going for the farm like he did here?
The farm would be one, but not if your opponent draws the city caps. I mean, there are still 3 out there, so you could still score a bunch of points and cities as well. Not like this, though. Okay, What?
I think that move actually benefited blue more than yellow.
I'm definitely not sure it was a wise choice. It was a 0-point move, plus if your opponent just gets these two, the remaining two city caps, well, they were at plus, I don't know, 19 or something. So basically, even if blue would have gotten the remaining caps, they would have scored 7 plus 3 over here maybe for 10, and would still be down 9. No quick point tiles out there except the caps. So the monastery for, I don't know, 5 or 6 somewhere looks still like blue has and had no shot without the cow, and here is the cow in yellow's hands. So this is game over.
And we're guaranteed to have a fourth game at this point.
Exactly right. You know your math.
I guess your wishes to watch Pretty and also Edinidad is getting lesser and lesser.
Yeah, it's not likely anymore by now, but there are options. I mean, if you look at this board here, I think it's easily visible, and if we just switch to this option here, once it updates, it's still visible, and we'd have a second window for Pritchie on the left side. So really not that a big of a deal, if I'd spell them right. It's a lowercase p. Okay, it's a bit smaller than before. Well, let's go to the full window for now. We still have roughly 10 minutes left. So yeah, what's this in the end? 13 points, is this correct? Yeah. So the setup with a 75% chance for blue to get one of the cows would have won them the game. And therefore the questionable opening move by yellow almost turned south. So I don't know. I definitely wouldn't have gone for that. Just take the cap, even if it might not be the highest scoring move. It's definitely way safer than leaving this city for your opponent to grab. And I mean, it's not just situations with big city tiles. In some cases, your opponent just gets a Dorito with or without shield, doesn't matter, claims this, you get, I don't know, a road, they get another cap, you get another road, go here or there, and they just close this. There are so many permutations that would work for them way better than for you. So definitely don't like this move. So let's check if they are able to start the next game without abandoning multiple runs. Yeah.
So we are anticipating 203 to be the starting player for this third game. I think that's the case, right? If
I think you're right, yeah.
Yeah.
And let's see. We missed. But actually, it doesn't matter now. They should just continue. And it's a best of 5, so they don't need to have the in air quotes correct starting player now. It's just necessary to have equal starting players after 2 and 4 games played. So the second, they need to switch. The third doesn't matter. The fourth, they might need to switch if mitaocat would start again, as a 5th game, of course, isn't guaranteed. But for now, it looks like some problems for 203. Let's refresh. Taking care it's not us or DGA's interface problems. Yeah, looks like they are back. No, might not.
So, Wise, who do you think is perhaps your favorite player in this matchup? The player you favor to win it all?
mitaocat. I don't know why, but that would be my gut feeling. And I was quite surprised by the ELO rating graphs of these two. But I don't know. I think mitaocat might just be what I would call a tournament player. So someone that's able to bring their A game when it's necessary. Not sure about their absolute hypothetical peak rating. So I don't know if they might be able to reach the 750 or 800 level. But in this setup, I would have thought that they would be the favored player. But the end game of game 1, let me question that thought.
It could be like I was thinking it could be like just a reactive move, you know.
Yeah, but I think there wasn't any time pressure, or did I remember wrong?
I don't think there's any time pressure. Yeah.
Yeah, and therefore this was just, I don't know. I mean, it's a close game. Yeah, sure, but you are ahead, and you still have a lot of time. So check the options, and of course, you know that you need the splitter for your city in the middle. So you should at least do your due diligence there and exactly check how many points you'd score with all the viable options. And it didn't look to me like they did that, at least not with the necessary impetus. So yeah, it's a bit of a bummer, but at least we get to witness 2 more games. So who I am to complain. Oh, we have visitors, but the tool hasn't picked up on them, which again is annoying. The test messages worked fine. I just refreshed. So hello, Juan. Hello, Pinzi. Hello, Glovia. If they are still there, that is. It was ages ago.
There are people watching right now.
Yeah, this I know. But sadly, I can't see who's watching. This would be very interesting.
mitaocat is taking quite a long time figuring out what to do with this splitter tile.
Yeah, I can't fault them. Actually, it looks pretty interesting to just take the field for now and claim the caps later. The problem for them is they can't really drop this here. Then blue just takes the field with the next road piece, or for that matter over here as well. Might even use a crossroad here to take the field. So yellow abandons the idea of this field, or of taking this field for now. Just do the simple move, set up a safe city and another cap. In most cases for you to claim. In this case, they opt for this one. Nah, blue. Get this one.
I mean, you could have built, set up a Dorito spot and take a better field, right?
Yeah, and if you want to take the field, do it like that, exactly. Just like the wise co-host said.
What do you think about blue decision to put the T-junction in such an orientation? Would it have been better to maybe leave it up so that the farm can expand? Should he actually get like a curve rope? Nope.
No. It's perfectly fine this way. For one, if you leave it like that, you just supply your opponent with a loop road setup, which is more unlikely in this case, and you might profit from this road end. So who knows? Okay. Really? So blue did pressure yellow's monastery. They tried to, for example, get a straight to kill this. Also added a second farmer to the, let's call it main field. Well, at least for now it worked. If they manage to kill, or for now rather restrict yellow's city here, then another farmer? No, this time not. Okay, I'm glad they didn't add a third one over here. By the way, this here doesn't really add problems to yellow stocked, as in a case of a restriction, which is quite likely to come, might even be the case now by blue. They at least get one chance to immediately defend the city to the 3 remaining daggers. And it works for them. Also setting up a 3-point road. Should claim this one here, even though it could lead to problems over here. Might go for this, because there are more city plus field tiles for here than city plus road tiles. And it's more likely for blue to claim the city if you add this one here for sure. If you don't, maybe still. Yeah, but they think about it. And I think it's more the, do I claim this road or don't I, than the orientation. See what they decide. Oh, they haven't decided yet. So part 1 of the decision done. And then they opt to not claim the road, which I actually don't like. Not in a case when there are still 3 roses left and 3 daggers of both kinds. The chances for blue to kill this square here were minimal, really almost non-existent.
Was that necessary by blue?
What would you have done with this extender? Claim the city on the right, maybe? Oh. Or maybe like this even. I mean, there are still 3 daggers left, so why not?
Because he's limiting himself by quite a bit. He had the monastery options, the city cap options.
Yeah, but yellow had these options as well. Both monasteries share 2 empty squares, and actually yellow is the one who would profit more from closing this, as they take away the secondary field from blue. So if you can't claim the monastery square and your opponent might profit from it, just like you or even more than you, then restricting blocking, killing the monastery square is in your favor, especially if there is another motive to go for this, which of course was to restrict yellow's small city. It did not work out at all for blue. Only another cap at the bottom for yellow, and then it's waiting for one of 3 vanillas for them. Blue didn't go for something like this here. They could have gone for a restriction to the 1 remaining starting tile, with the casualty being their road meeple, of course. Okay, now they go for this. Don't take the cap, as yellow is unlikely to do this themselves. Again, if yellow would take, this might be a bit exaggeration, would take this cap like that, then blue could go for the starting tile limitation. And therefore leaving this empty is, in this case, fine.
I was thinking that the extended tile by blue to sort of complicate his own monastery spot was perhaps, I wouldn't have gone there, I guess, given that I think it's better to just combine a field. And right now, I mean, because at that point in time there was still like field invasions from the top.
There still are.
Yeah.
Yeah. This I don't like. I would have preferred that one. Yeah, sure. 3 of the 4 caps to close your city here. Give back the road meeple to blue, which definitely isn't ideal. But you are down on the virtual scoreboard. Meeple count as well. You need the points, so closing the city is with 2 blue meeples basically on the field, even if it's not yet the case. But closing the city seems to be the best route for yellow to get back into this game. And yeah, now you invest the second piece to go for more or less the same 3 pieces, namely the roses. You would have loved to go to get here as well, at the cost of slightly endangering the chances of your city on the left. Tricky situation for yellow now. They have 1 of the 3 remaining vanillas in hand. Do they go over here? Take away 6 points from blue by uniting blue's smaller field with the bigger one. also bringing their monastery closer to completion, which would be the incentive for me to go here. It's not the 6 points. It might not even necessarily be closing the city at the top end, but getting the second meeple, or getting another chance to get a second meeple rather, would be the thing that put me over the hump for this move instead of closing the city on the left.
Did you notice what Blue did with the 2 road monastery? The field is now extended to the top.
No, I did not.
So now a curve road would give Blue another 6 points.
Yeah, but yellow will take this chance away. They should now meeple up top. Oh, no. It's
There's
still 2 blue farmers. Nah, then it's more like fieldless, but
Still
that's
goes for
annoying.
it.
Yeah.
And I think he needs to. He needs to go for it, I feel.
Yeah, it looks like he needs to. So curve would lose these 6 points, and blue would gain them. Curve, so an 11-point swing as net 1 point to yellow's monastery there. Blue with the first rose.
There's still field invasion from the bottom, and I think that might. Oops, no. I was thinking he would drop a farmer, but not yet. I think he would like to get a curve road or something curvy to drop a farmer with.
Yeah, maybe even rather a crossroad, so you don't need one of the pieces to invade, to attack. So a road Dorito would even be better, so you don't give a 5-point road to your opponent or for them to claim over here. And also there is this route in the field as well. But the problem with this here is that blue in the meantime got the second rose as well, so there's only one left. The problem now for yellow is, yeah, sure, they could go for the 50-50 and put basically all their hopes into drawing the rose. But
they might not need to, though. There's still the option for the farm.
Yeah, but blue should close this. I mean, now 2 curves left, but taking away these 6 and gaining them.
Blue does not need to close it because there is another option from the right to enter the farm on top of the field Dorito.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, and that's why I have a co-host, or need a co-host, more like it. Just miss.
Oops.
Someone seems to have problems. Don't think you accidentally hit the option in the menu.
So blue gotten the last rose tile and tripling down at this point, I guess, on the farm.
Yeah.
Because I would say that's perhaps the only way left for Mitao to come back in this game. Unless he does something big, like maybe closing the top left room. Closing the top left city, which I think is still closable. Difficult, but it's possible.
It is. Not even that difficult. Just need to get the retro over here. And another one plus a cap, why not? could work. Yeah. This one's for you to translate.
I don't know how to read.
Okay.
I'll come clean with that. I'm Malaysian Chinese, but I have issues with reading Chinese characters.
Okay.
But Google Translate say there is some issue, like the game is lagging from Metal's perspective.
Yeah, this is what I would have thought from this from the try to move it to turn-based.
Do you happen to know if the Chinese players, right, they play using VPN when they're actually like competing in using BGA?
Why should they? Do they need it, or might they need it because of internet restrictions, or?
I'm not too sure because I know that they have limited access to certain websites and they need VPN to access like.
Yeah, that I know. I mean, that's a given. Not to diss China, but I think we all know enough about China to know that. But I wouldn't have thought that BGA might be on such a list. On the other hand, this chat box here and groups, friends, might be all that's necessary to block a service, because it is rather easy to talk with other folks, and it's basically untraceable on BGA. At least I think BGA doesn't have any way to monitor private chats. At least I hope so. So this might be a reason to block BGA.
Yeah.
But
I
don't know.
Let's get back to the game, because we see Yellow attempting his best to try to invade the city, the field, sorry, because now I think it's not possible for Blue to complete the invasion from the bottom, so tying the city is still very possible. No, tying the field is still very possible, but
it is
Blue is interrupting every single attempt which Yellow is trying to set up for a field invasion.
This here is dead as well. So Blue so far did a good job.
Again.
Yeah, but this doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
It still does. It still does on the right side.
Yeah, starting tile, Dorito tile would work.
Yeah, but this gets killed by everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but a nice Hail Mary nonetheless. So we'll see whether Blue just goes here or doesn't. Looks like they don't need to. Is there everything else? I mean, this is dead. This is dead. Yeah, Yellow could now set this option up, but then Blue will go here or there to block it immediately and frankly claim this one themselves.
Ooh.
Does this work? It could, actually, it could. The best Blue could do is this here, but then Yellow still has a way to win this one, and the chance isn't even slim. By now it's a 50-50, but it doesn't work. Oh man. This would have been so great. Let's see, how many cities are on the main field? 8, right?
24, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So if tiles were reversed, did Yellow claim this one?
No, I think there's no more.
I think so. Score 6 points. This should have been the one on the left. Let's see. Over here, yeah. mitaocat places a meeple on the city. So they would have scored -6, but plus 24. And Blue would have gotten
Extra 3.
No. Not so fast.
I know
They wouldn't have scored this
field.
here on their field.
Yeah. They got an extra 3 by extending the field with the dagger tile.
Yeah, they scored 4, and with the horse, they would have scored 6. At least I don't see anything better. So plus 20 for yellow. So 24 for them, minus 6 is 18. And then another 2 by blue scoring less. So 20, which would still have been... Oh no, I forgot the connection up here. They would have claimed
2
the
points.
road for 2. So plus 22. And look at that. Plus 22 would have been just enough. Wow. Wow, this would have been the 5th invasion of the tournament for sure. And just seeing that you are still able to go there and that your opponent, at least in some permutations and 2 straight still out there, it wasn't even that unlikely to happen. Can't do anything against your invasion. That's nice. That's actually really nice. So it might have even been better for blue to go here with the straight, because then yellow wouldn't need to draw the straight immediately, else you would have blocking options. Wow. Need to take a second look at this one, but for now, let's hop into the 4th game. And I totally forgot about Pritchie, and I denied that. Poor guys. Sorry. But at least we see Pritchie won the first game, and frankly, I don't want to split the screen now. Let's keep focused on this one here. It's tough enough for me anyway to focus on one game, as you have witnessed during this match.
But it was an amazing end game there by Mital.
Yeah.
Because there was a win scenario for him, and he found it. It's just that he didn't get the tiles for it.
Yeah, and that's exactly what a great or strong, I like to call them, player or tournament player does. They don't give up. They find the last Hail Mary options. If there's one permutation left in 24, then they will be able to spot this, and they will find this. Take their time to do so, and don't just score, I don't know, close your city for 10 points, which is nice in itself, but if it doesn't win you the game, then it is the wrong move. If there is or might be something better, you have to look for it. And a lot of folks just do the move that scores the most points in a given situation, which, well, then didn't improve their winning chances. In some cases, even was a detriment to their winning chances. So that's not what Carcassonne is in the end. Should try to find what improves your chances and not just a puzzle.
Yeah, I think there was a quote actually from the Vladimir Kovalev, something along the lines of, a good player finds the best scoring move, whereas the best player finds the winning move, or something along those lines.
Are you interested in the right quote? Because I could look this up as it is printed in a book.
I saw it before. Yeah, I saw it before somewhere, but I just couldn't recall the exact quote.
Yeah, but you got it right. That's
Something
exactly, and I'm 100% agreed with Vladimir on this one. And on many other things as well in terms of Carcassonne, and quite likely even outside Carcassonne. yeah, it's about finding the moves that improve your situation and give you better winning chances, or in some cases, give you winning chances at all. And I have seen so many situations where players still had a chance and killed it by doing something which didn't do a lot for them. Sure, sometimes it's hard to figure all the details out if your clock's running down and you only have, I don't know, 60 seconds left. That's then might be poor time management, but just not enough time to figure this out. But I've seen so many cases where players had more than 5 minutes, only 3 or 4 tiles left in the deck, and weren't able to go for it, or at least from the timing, didn't even try it. Okay, I stopped ranting. Let's focus on the game. Blue with the biggest feature for now.
A bit of a weird setup, I guess, from yellow again. Choosing to place the splitter with the other end directly towards blue city. Not sure how I feel about that, actually.
This one was in place, so actually I don't see the need. Quite likely they hope to draw something over here and restrict these 3, possibly kill them somewhere. But you must know that if you've placed your tile, then your opponent is the next one to draw, so they are way more likely to claim the cap.
I guess I sort of like yellow's move here to put the crossroad over there. Given that there is a scenario whereby if blue closes a city, you can maybe attempt to draw a city cap with the road and try to wrestle away the other city. A bit of a risky move with 2 triple city horse tiles left, but well, it's something.
Yeah.
Or maybe just go for the standard 2-point move would have been better for yellow at that point. Or maybe just end your road because it's part of Blue's Monastery, or yeah.
Yeah, maybe the ending the road part isn't necessary yet. Could just wait. I mean, there are still a lot of straights out there, so would continue there. On the other hand, once you've placed this one, there are so many road ends available. Could use a straight somewhere else as well. I just don't see why you would allow blue to kill this one. It's a lost mini battle and blue has no incentive to go here. You have, and if you get Road Dorito, you could claim this road then, and this might be profitable in the end. But they'd rather lose this one than let blue claim their city with any cap. At least 2 city caps plus road were gone. So this crossroad here reduced the caps to close blue city still by a lot, roughly to 60%. So by 40. I get it. And they couldn't really take 2 points up top to create another square to pressure the city. So in the end, losing these 2 points isn't that big of a deal. If it leads to a dead city by blue, it was all worth it. If it doesn't, it depends on how many moves blue has to invest to defend and how many moves you invest to go for the kill. because fighting for these features always takes a toll on point scoring, as you need to invest moves which would score points somewhere else, of course.
First farmer here from yellow, closing the city and giving back blue's meeples, but I think that is perhaps one of the better outcomes you could get from that scenario.
Yeah,
I was half thinking that he can also set up a road Dorito spot, take the 2 points, and also put more pressure. But I think that might be a bit too over the top.
Sometimes simple is best, I think.
Yeah.
This here also gives back a 3-point road, which blue won't take. And if you don't do anything about this, but blue closes their city, then the obstruction and limitation of your city to a dagger would be incoming rather soonish. And I mean, the 6-point field is nice for now. At least there are options to still expand this. And if blue closes their city, at least you get 3 points compensation for now. So yeah, overall, I think this works. Wasn't like they had really better options. I mean, sure, your Dorito idea wasn't bad, especially considering that.
I think it's too over the top. I was thinking, like, could that be a move? And I was like, yeah, it could be a move.
It is a move, and there are definitely situations where you should go for a move like that. And at least the deck would have supported this with 2 of the 3 remaining Rotoritos being with a shield. So you would have scored 8 points for the city, not just the regular 6. But were the chances to restrict this any good? Well, if you happen to restrict them to the rows, then of course, but else not really. 3 daggers out there, 3 Rotoritos. Yeah. And here is a dagger. Now this 3-point road is a free-for-all. Next one of the curve quite likely will claim this. So yeah, going for the Rotorito might have been a bit over the top. If you're minus 20, well, then I would have definitely gone for the idea. I don't like this. Even if you gain a field to obstruct your opponent, there were still 3 extenders out there, and you just closed the 1 cap where you could have used an extender. Also, in some cases, continuation like that to attack or block this city field would have been valuable as well. So if you have the meeples in hand and yellow hat, why not start a new city somewhere? Okay.
Or how about even just the prospect of dropping a second farmer after you close the city on the left? And then try to run away with a big field.
In hindsight, yeah, good idea, but I don't know. I think I wouldn't have added a secondary or insurance farmer there yet, because it was 2 tiles away from the main field. If it weren't, so if it would have been this with the straight not there, then I would have. But over here, I mean, they had 3 meeples in hand, right? No, even 4. Yeah, with 4 meeples, okay, then yes. These 3 were in place. The monastery and road weren't, right? Yeah, it's over here. Yeah, then you're right. Dropping another farmer would have been a good idea, especially with these green squares here. Options to add splitters there as well. And of course, if you don't, then blue has an easy attack route there. So yellow is fully invested. Finally, someone claimed the 3-point road up top. Blue will attack the field again. Still 3 crossroads out there, so really no working way to restrict this meaningfully. And they even get to claim additional 3 points. Yellow has no meeple in hand.
Yeah, this is looking kinda bad right now for yellow. I mean, it's not over yet, but
They need to get meeples.
yeah,
They have their chances, or maybe even.
They're also playing from a 2-1 deficit right now, so they definitely need something to work out for them.
Yeah. Doesn't look like a lot of love from the deck. Blue gets one of the remaining 3 crossroads, limits another road of yellow. Questionable.
Yeah, you can be stuck to. Yeah, I was thinking like can be stuck to a dagger tile, left-hand dagger tile if a straight row goes there. But I think the idea here is that his yellow is not intending to save his meeple on the road beneath the blue's monastery. So he's just trying to save a different road meeple.
Yeah,
instead.
but I think if you're behind, and would still be if you'd tie the main field for 12 points, and why not set up this monastery square at least? This doesn't, I mean, it actually helps yellow's road even. If you get your crossroad, you could easily liberate the one, the road meeple. Whereas in this case, there might be the next obstruction incoming by blue with this cow or other city pieces maybe even. And then even the crossroads don't help you for this road. Sure, you'd get this one back, which works, but it gives blue a meeple back, which this here doesn't. And the setup is just too good actually in this case. You have to save the road. You have the monastery square, you'd get the meeple back, and would then take care about the main field later. There's still a lot of moves left, so don't like this curve.
Yeah, that's true. Like monastery stacking would have been another way, I guess, for yellow to sort of come back from this.
Yeah.
But that setup does not work for the monastery stacking.
Yeah, but
can go for this now.
If you get the right tiles, then this setup could work as well. Not sure what's there to think about. Anything else they should do? I don't see any other move than this one.
It could be just counting tiles.
Yeah, I mean, they should. If there's at least one cap for both options, so road from the left or field from the left available. But even if not, it might just be the case where you need to claim it, else your opponent could draw a cap and close it. So, I mean, the one situation where I wouldn't have claimed this, for example, would be, or one, not the one, but one situation would be only one cap left in the deck. If you flip for the cap anyway, then there's no need, well, in many cases, no need to meeple the city. And on the other hand, if there's no cap that fits this configuration, so road from this side, I might, or in most cases, would refrain from meepling this as well. So blue restricted, yellow closed another city for 6 points, even though this gave blue the option to kill this other city. In the end, yellow, now that they finally got a crossroad and claimed a 6-point field, are at +2 without blue's field in the middle. And there is this one here, which could be claimed and would set up an, no, not an evil, a sinister hamster. Evil hamster would be with these two squares filled. Sinister is for 8 points. So it's not evil, but almost. Yellow can't do anything about this for now. Also, there's this 10-point city ruin, which could still be attacked. Let's see if yellow intends to keep this open or not. So they could protect this from attacks, at least here. There would still be the option to go here. Okay, they take away the cap, the quick points, plus possible 6-point field. They are ahead, but blue is gonna playing the last tile, so not sure if reducing volatility is in yellow's best interest here.
I do understand yellow's move, so because I feel like if, let's say, yellow was to go ahead with a quadruple city on the rune, as you suggested, it limits his opportunity to later invade the field if he needs to. So
yeah, that's right.
That could be the scenario whereby he decides that he wants to keep his options open.
Yep. This here would be one option for blue, but if yellow then gets vanilla or field Dorito, they'd kill this immediately and win the game on the spot.
I know. I was referring to invading the field, not the city.
Yeah, I know. I'm just talking about the situation at hand. I'll get back to the quadruple city. This here could also be considered by blue. So what Kaika was talking about was this here, then it's not as easy to attack here, which could be necessary later, like this, for example, and in a case where these two, so straight and road monster would still be left, it would even be unblockable like this. So there might be scenarios where anything over here would be a big problem for yellow or for blue. I mean, it goes both ways right now. So
funny enough, since the road mono is still available, there is also a scenario where you can see players just meepling both sides of the road, and just canceling each other out should the road monastery come out. So
Yeah.
that would be something as well.
Yeah, the best news for blue at least is, and now the best news are gone, that there weren't road monastery or usual road monastery field attacking setups available. Now that's not the case anymore. There's this prime option now. And therefore, I don't like this move at all.
Yeah, it opens up another non-road mana field invasion as well on both sides if vanilla cap was drawn.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's a road on top, yeah. You know, sometimes I mistake what you've placed on the board.
Isn't
because yeah,
isn't the
because
border of my tiles not visible enough? Would I need to enlarge them, the border anymore? I hope not.
It's okay. It's a me problem.
Okay. Yeah.
So we see the invasion.
Sure,
yes.
we see the invasion. We will see the kill here, but there is still the Dorito and it hits immediately. But
you go for the what, right? The city at the bottom. Yeah, you still wrote the Dorito. So it's a 50-50 for reinvasion for the field. Is there another way whereby he can win even without getting a 50-50?
There are 9 points at the bottom, but 9 points plus another one on the last move is just a tie. And a tie doesn't work if you're the starting player. Is there... Well, they need to invade here, right?
Is there another way? I don't see another way.
Yeah, I don't see any other option. So this here, score 6 plus 3 for the field plus a 10th point no matter what tile they get. And yellow won't score any unshared points at least. So this would result in a tie, and blue hasn't a lot of time on their clock left. So we'll see whether they figure out that they need, at least if we both are correct, go for option 1 rather than option 2. And have the 50-50 flip for the game. The field is at 15 points now. At -10, this of course works.
I might be wrong, but I don't see any other options for blue aside from this 50-50 move.
You're right. There's nothing over here. I mean, yeah, what should there be? I mean, you don't have a city piece in hand. You need to attack the field now. Hypothetically, there could be this option, but no vanillas and no twin caps left, so this doesn't work. Also, no daggers.
So he goes
so
for
this
it.
could have worked as well. He goes for option 1 and
he
misses it.
Gets it.
No, he gets it.
He gets it. Yeah, he gets it. So yeah. So we have a champion, right?
We have a champion, yeah, and I totally botched it. Blue needed to draw this one here, of course, and blue got it. They found their move after deliberating, hit the 50-50, and that's totally fine. If you are able to find this move, then you deserve to get it once in a while. Even though we don't get a decider, at least we got 4 games, and quite interesting ones at that. So overall, looks like your idea of adding an insurance farmer when yellow still had the chance and the meeples quite likely would have led to an easier game for them and quite likely would have improved their winning chances. But
I
yeah,
wonder would things would have been different if, let's say, blue was to get a straight road, instead of of a road mono. He won't be able to do much with it, I think.
would have been the same case.
Yeah, and even if he gets the road Dorito also, I don't think it would work for him.
No, road Dorito wouldn't have worked, as yellow would have just gone over here and killed this immediately with either straight or monastery. So
the
this
most
actually
will be a tie. Yeah, the most will be a tie because he can extend his field on the bottom for another. What? The most it was going to be a tie, right? He can get the. Wait, hold on. No. It won't be a tie. It will still be a few point loss. I think I might be counting wrong, but never mind. But
not sure what you're talking about right now.
No, I was thinking if he was to maybe use the road Dorito to take the city and then extend his field on the bottom, but I don't think that would be enough. Maybe the best move would have been just to, yeah.
So if he takes these 6 points and 3, he's still 1 point down.
Yeah.
And would need to win the game outright anyway, so 2 points from winning the game. Yeah, and with only one city piece left in the deck, there was no attack over here, which could have turned the tables as well. Yeah, so not one of 2 pieces to be able to set up the 50-50 and then hit this 50-50. So worked out nicely for blue. The one thing I would like to check again was the situation with the insurance farmer, which was quite early in the game, mid-game, around maybe 60, maybe even earlier.
Oh.
Whoa, spot on. Yeah, game almost tight, so the city is not scored. +3 for yellow, then 70, 37, 38. Yeah, I definitely could live with an insurance farmer over here. I mean, for now you have 3 green sides.
The worst thing which could happen is, let's say your second farmer gets blocked and then blue invades with another farmer on the top. But no, from the top of the road Dorito.
Okay, yeah. Over here. Yeah, but it would. I mean, I could consider this setup here, for example. And
no, but if yellow puts a farmer there, blue most probably will not put a farmer there anymore. Oh yeah, this would work. Yeah, this would work.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So shunning this one on the left side, but invading yourself. It's unlikely to work out though. But yeah, this would be annoying for yellow, but at least you have a field on the left side which could still grow, and in many cases you might still be able to invade around any block here. So yeah,
yellow is not necessarily in a meeple deficit also at this point in time, even if it drops a farmer, I feel.
Nah, with the 3 in hand after dropping an insurance farmer there, that's no biggie. That's no problem. You could still meeple a monastery somewhere, maybe even 2. Yeah, sure, at 40 tiles still remaining, you'd rather like to keep 2 or 3 meeples in hand, but at least in some cases for a few moves you could live with only 1. Yeah, I mean, it's hindsight. It's always easy to say, yeah, maybe they should have, but yeah, I think you were onto something there. So looks like this would have been a good idea, and at least I know a few folks who would have dropped an insurance farmer immediately without even thinking for a longer time there. For me, it needs a bit of convincing, but I think I'm convinced by now. Just due to the option of creating a secondary field there or improving your main field and possibly also scoring these two cities twice from both sides, maybe even adding a third city to be scored on both fields. Yeah, there are many interesting setups there.
Yeah.
And
because an attempted block for that farm would basically means that you have like this setup basically means you're going to be scoring the city on both sides of the field, right? So it will benefit yellow as well.
Yeah, and most prominently, of course, you just take away the easiest or one of the easiest option to invade the field. Sure, this up top would be easier, but still, yeah, just taking away this from blue might be good enough to invest a farmer there. Yeah. So in the meantime, Richie was able to bully his way into the lower final versus I Deny That. Sorry that we haven't covered this, but again, these two did fight for a main stage ticket. At least to my knowledge, it's not given on the tournament page, but the main stage ticket for China hasn't been distributed to someone else yet. So that's what I figure should happen. So 203 Club, here we go. There's the main stage ticket and it's still empty. So 203 Club should get this ticket. I don't see any other way. And therefore I opted to cover this match. Let's check schedule here. So there is this match, which I sadly won't be able to cover. This is my dinner time, and family dinner is not holy, but close. And later I'll cover Michaels versus Loishi. This is, I think, the lower final. It should be a lower final, so the winner will move on to a consolidated final against, don't ask me, let's check. Where is G? G is over here. So there's Loishi, yeah, against Steve Chang. Oh, that will be a tough opponent, no matter who will make it. My favorite in the consolidated final will be Stephen Chang, for sure. So this is at 19 UTC. So that's in terms of today. Baker, did you want to check anything of the match we witnessed so far?
Not really. I guess we did cover most of the key moves pretty extensively.
I hope so.
I think. Yeah.
I hope so. I hope so. I mean, when I blundered, you chimed in, and I hope you didn't blunder when chiming in.
I'm pretty sure I blundered when I chimed in somewhere.
Might be, but the chat was awfully silent, so it's on them, not on us. We need always more than one set of eyes, and even then, I mean, even have you seen the match of Dev-Dean and
Penguin?
Otto? No,
Otto. Penguin.
Was it Otto? No, they haven't played yet. Penguin.
Played yeah, Penguin.
Have you seen the match?
Yeah. It's
so
quite. It's a very nice game.
You saw the brilliant field attack by Dev-Dean, right?
Yes, that was an amazing field attack. Game one, I think it was, yeah.
That was an amazing field attack. For those who haven't seen it, you could check or you could wait, because I will definitely shoot a video a short one because this needs not a lot of explanation. But in this case, Alexi and Otto were there, and I didn't hear a peep before the move was executed about this possible field attack. So it seemed to me like they didn't see it, at least not as fast as Devdin, and that's no wonder. It was pretty out of the box, but it was just great and simple. I mean, so simple actually, and so great. Stop me raving. I'll do this on a video for sure. So sometimes you just don't see things, no matter your experience, no matter how many games you've played, no matter how many titles you've won, no matter how many folks are in the chat and look the same game with you. Watch. It just happens. We are all just human and we miss things sometimes. So let's wait for an Carcassonne AI to beat us all. It will happen. Mark my words. Okay, then I think that's it. Kept this long enough on the air. So thanks to those who are still there. Thanks to those who chimed in. Again, this time I at least can't complain about not having a co-host. So thanks to Kaika for taking the time. I know it's pretty late over at your place. So thanks for sharing your precious evening with me. It was, as always, a pleasure, and I hope to have you on board again, rather soonish. But
Sure.
if not, well, CCL will start in January. I think we'll get our chance. So, any last words from you, Kaika?
Thanks for the invite, as usual. Happy to join you. And yeah, I guess that's it for tonight.
Okay. Bye-bye, folks.
Bye.